What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I am going to be reviewing the 2019 film Ready or Not, which stars Samara Weaving, Adam Brody, Mark O'Brien, Henry Cerny, and a whole list of other talented individuals. I don't know what bug I contracted, but some days are worse than others, and this is one of those days, so if I'm sounding congested, that's why, and I do apologize for that. So this is one of the very few movies that I did a trailer reaction to on my channel. I knew nothing about it when I did that reaction. All I knew is the film kind of looked like a lot of fun, even if it was a little bit silly. Tell you what though, if there was a rich people being crazy cinematic universe, this film would fit right in along with Jordan Peele's Get Out. That's essentially what this movie is. Crazy rich folk and their retinue trying to entertain themselves. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, retinue, a group of retainers or attendants, aka an entourage. Ready or Not is ultimately about a newlywed couple, but a majority of the focus is on the bride, played by Samara Weaving. Her new in-laws have a tradition anytime they welcome a new person into their family, which is to play a random game together. It could be a card game, a board game, or whatever, and it is chosen at random. However, if you are unlucky, you draw the rare hide-and-seek choice, which Weaving's character ultimately does. And when she chooses hide-and-seek, the family burst out all the ancient weapons and go on an old-fashioned murder spree. If they find her, they kill her. She must survive until dawn to beat the game. As the trailers seem to suggest, Ready or Not was indeed a lot of fun. The real question is if it's more than that, if it's more than just fun. I would certainly say that it definitely has its moments. I personally really liked how the rules of this game included the use of ancient weaponry. That and the old house in the film really helped the audience believe that the tradition was indeed decades, possibly even centuries years old. Plus, it made that much more unique than just the tried and true use of basic guns. They could have easily just used normal weapons and a modern house, but everything in this film utilizes really old stuff. Even the wedding dress feels pretty old. It's like walking into an antique shop, and that really helped the atmosphere of the film feel unique. There's also some really decent framing for some of the shots. The camera work itself is mostly decent. Nothing I'll remember forever, but for what it is, it's not terrible. Also, the performances are okay. Samara Weaving particularly feels really good for her role, but I do feel like everybody else is replaceable when it comes down to the casting. That's mostly because everybody frequently blends in together with what they're trying to do versus Samara Weaving's character. But honestly, nobody's character is incredibly memorable. Weaving is mostly just trying to survive, which is the easiest motivator to just throw into a script. It certainly didn't help that there was hardly an introduction. There was a quick intro at the beginning of this movie to get you familiar with what this family does. And then there's the wedding with Samara Weaving's character. You hardly know anything about her character, and you're given a really, really weak, generic reason behind why the family feels the need to do this at all. So really, the film has a rather weak foundation. It just wants to get things going right away, and I feel like the film suffers because of it. So I feel like this movie is mostly a mixed bag for me. There are things that I really enjoyed about it and things I didn't really care for. Usually I have an issue with horror comedies because I need them to be perfect, but there is a fair amount of dark humor in this movie that I honestly think works really, really well. Actually, some of the comedies sometimes reminded me of The Cabin in the Woods, which I honestly love. The film also has an ending that I won't spoil, but I thought was freaking great. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that just because there were aspects that I didn't like, that I thought the whole thing was ruined. No. On the contrary, I think this film is definitely worth a watch. I probably won't add it to my collection of Blu-rays or anything anytime soon, but it is undoubtedly an entertaining flick. Take that as you will. What did I score this movie? 75%, 75 out of 100 possible stars, granting it the letter grade of C. I also rated Escape Room and Play or Die 75%, and those are two films that were also released this year. So honestly, this film kind of fits right in with those two movies. I don't know. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this horror, comedy, mystery, thriller film in the comments down below. Was it everything that you imagined it would be? As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review and would like to see some more like it. Hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon because it may not be Taco Bell or the Liberty Bell or Jingle Bells that matter, but it is the next best thing because it helps notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!